ब्रह्मचर्य व्रती दंडी सर्व वेदांत पंडित श्रीमद् विवेक योगी मां प्रचोदयतु सर्वदा. For the last few days we have been hearing so much about truth and its manifestation, and now what we need is a few people should be absolutely convinced about it, and we should dare to practice that truth. That is what we are lacking in our country. So much of knowledge, so much of wealth, so much of everything is there. Till recently, people were not coming forward much to practice Ayurveda. Now Ayurveda is attracting world attention and people are taking to Ayurveda. They are proud of it. Sri Ramakrishna used to say, somebody came to him talking about one boy. They said, he's so enamored of Bhagavad Gita. Sri Ramakrishna laughingly said, yes, probably some Western-oriented young man must have praised Gita. So this boy is taking it up. So that is what went wrong with us. We didn't have the courage of conviction. We dared not to speak about this truth which is handed over to us. This treasure chest of knowledge, every aspect of Indian life brimming with this power, we were not at all willing to accept it as our own. We were looking to the West for inspiration. So Swamiji puts it up as a challenge. Stand up, men and women, in this spirit. Dare to believe in the truth. Dare to practice the truth. I have studied medicine, but I don't have the courage to practice the truth. Medicine. I am a lawyer. I have finished my course, but I can't think of standing in front of the judges and arguing a case. But what is the point? Isn't it? So Swamiji says, dare to practice the truth. To practice this truth, we have seen earlier, you need a very great quality of tyaga. Say no to your sensual, delightful aspirations and enchantments and say Shivoham, Shivoham. So world requires a few hundred such men and women. So when Swamiji was in UK, in one of his talks, he says, I want somebody to say, to come up. Even if I lose everything, I'm ready to hold up this flag of truth. And whom did he get after his talk, The great Sister Nivedita. This is what happened to Nachiketa. That is why he was so enamored of Nachiketa's Shraddha. When he saw his father, with all this knowledge, still practicing untruth, giving as dakshinas animals, cows, which had no life in them, unhealthy, sickly, he could not bear it. So he stood up and said, this is wrong. And the father condemned him to death, but he dares to go to the death. That is what Swamiji says here also. Who does not quake before death, nay, welcomes death, makes a man know that he is the spirit, that in the whole universe nothing can kill him. Then you will be free. Then you will know your real soul. That is why Swamiji was so enamored of Nachiketa. Nachiketa, who left his home, his wealth, his friends, everybody, a child of 7 years. He moves up to confront Yama himself. Yama tempts him with thinking he's a small boy, small child, gives him so many gifts, so many presents, so many toys, so many things. He never deviates from his path. He says, no, I have to know what is that immortal self of which all our Vedas and Shastras are speaking. I want nothing other than that. And out of that Shraddha of Nachiketas, we get the wonderful Kathopanishad. Swamiji was so enamored of that boy. So that Shraddha, let us give it to our children, that we are the rightful heirs of a great tradition, the Indian heritage, spiritual heritage of India. Let our children dwell upon it. This Atman is first to be heard. So a lot of satsang. We have to start attending satsang. Take the children with us. Let them start hearing Shravana. Let it be the first step. Then they will start thinking. Now what is happening? Our present generation is losing its thinking power. One way to regain that power is to hear the spiritual subjects and contemplate about them. Somehow we have to arrange for them to listen to this wonderful dynamic expositions on Vedanta, like what Swamiji gives, or some greater, the great Ranganatha Andaji Maharaj, some of the teachers who are there present even today with us. So they should start listening to that, and they should start contemplating on that. We are waiting so much of time in visual media, this and that. Some time every day to set apart with our children, with our family, to think about these wonderful ideas. So that, let us not forget, to create living tissues. That is our primary goal, to make India great. Our Prime Minister is creating centers of self-reliance. We have to create centers of excellence in humans. For that, to become the living tissues, this listening, contemplating and practicing the truth is a must. Elders must teach the children to use the media with discrimination. If children are taught lessons in meditation, concentration, tolerance, etc., the thinking capacity will be enhanced. So every parent, I hope at least some of them would have made use of this wonderful opportunity of lockdown to interact with their children, know their mind, and instill them with a new vision. And as they acquire this, their thinking will take a special rationality with science as its background. When we say everything is interconnected, interrelated, and interdependent, naturally it leads to a oneness of thinking, a great tolerance in mind. The quality of the mind is changed. A true scientist, the quality of mind is changed. We have seen it in our great Abdul Kalamji, a great scientist who spoke on bordering on spirituality only. Because the science will take you the next step from science. Absolute science is absolute spirituality. So let our children follow the path of science, rationality, and start knowing the oneness about it. And when they know that they are part of this universal oneness, the next thought will be that I myself am potentially divine. They will start to think more about the God or truth, and then they find this present in everywhere, and this oneness of the Vasudhaiva Kudumbakam. In Malayalam there is a very beautiful thing which I always sang in my lectures. Logami Taravadu Tariki Chedigalum Pulgalum Pulkalum Kudithan Kudumbakar. Our great poet Vallathol, he speaks about that. The whole universe is our family. Every bit of grass, even the tiniest of animals, a worm, they are all part of our family. So when this family feeling comes, you won't unnecessarily kill them, injure them. Ahimsa slowly becomes part of your life. With ahimsa entering into our lives, it brings so much of peace and peace and peace. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti.